Somebody's audio is still on.
Yes.
So please turn your
So
audio.
again,
Who was ever just
again,
talking about French doors?
Agnes, I got it.
Okay,
So
okay.
if you're not Cindy or Agnes and Paul, if you could turn off your video, or Rannigan, if you could keep your video and your mute button. So in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see a stop video or a start video and a mute option. So if you could mute yourself, that would be great.
Mute and start video.
And I'll just keep muting everybody as they enter. We got a lot of people today. This is great. And I'll give a shout out again one more time. I'll give people a few minutes to join in. I would say right now, if you're not me, stay muted. And then if you're in the first reading, you can keep your video. And then we'll give people maybe another minute or two to join us, and then we'll get started. Thank you all for joining us for our second 10-minute play Zoom reading series. I'm sitting out on my side porch. It's nice and brisk out here. I like it. I'm drinking my tea. I'm very excited. Okay, I think we're live on Facebook, which is good. As a general rule for everybody, just to let you know, if you can use the chat function if you're in the Zoom, and then of course, if you're watching us via Facebook Live, you can use the comments in the Facebook Live feed. If you have any questions and or if you want to just, shout out to the actors or the playwrights, because again, we don't want to have everybody have their video or their sound on, because then we just have chaos, which we don't want. We want other people speaking. And so, yeah. We have a few more people I'm letting in here. I'll wait like another minute or so and then we'll get started. I feel like I should have a little fire pit. I should have done it by my fire pit maybe this evening because it was nice and chilly. Hi, Cindy. I'm so glad you sent the info on this event. Congrats from Karen Flanagan.
Oh, okay.
I will be the comment reader for the evening. So
I'm not worried now.
all righty, so I think we have all of the first show's actors, and I think Margaret, is that who has your video still on? If you could stop your video. If that makes sense. So you would, in the bottom half left corner, just hit stop video, and what it does, you can still see us all, but it turns off your video. Awesome, great job. All right, wonderful. So to kick us off today, we might have a few people coming in here, 2 more, let me admit. Just to kick us off on this Monday the 5th, if you're just joining us, please mute yourself and stop your video, but you'll still be able to see the wonderful playwrights and the actors as they do their thing. This 10-minute play series was just kind of created out of the Stage Rights Unit, which is a group of wonderful people who have been meeting at Ensemble, I want to say for at least the last 7 years, if not longer, where a bunch of playwrights get together and they just, they write, they meet once a week, they read each other's work, they give each other feedback. It was an amazing group of people to start with. A good hearty small group, and it's grown and it's become nothing but a wonderful kind of close-knit family of artists in the Cleveland community. And so of course now during this time where Ensemble can't really meet in our space, Cindy and Agnes and I thought up this wonderful idea of these 10-minute plays. So 3 10-minute plays every other Monday. We're trying to group them together, with kind of common themes and stuff like that. I've actually gotten submissions from all over the country now. I don't know how quickly or how that information got out to everybody because I didn't send anything out yet. So we may be going national, who knows, we'll see. But it's really exciting to have the opportunity to highlight the work for these artists. I think too, If you just joined us, I think I'm going to mute. There we go. I can actually see the person who just came in. And it just to kind of let you guys all know where we're going, a couple of things that Ensemble plans to do for the foreseeable future before we can actually meet again is to start doing a lot of this kind of like virtual programming. So this 10-minute play series is really a great kickoff to that connection with a virtual audience. So we're navigating a whole bunch of brave new things as well. So without further ado, I forgot to introduce myself last Monday. I'm Celeste Cosentino, and I'm the Executive Artistic Director of Ensemble Theater, and I'm in my side porch of my house in Cleveland Heights. Ensemble's been around for about 40 years if you've never met us or seen a show here. And we are located in Cleveland Heights. And of course had to postpone the last part of our 40th anniversary season last year due to COVID, and are in a holding pattern right now with most other theaters in the country. So again, thank you for joining us and becoming part of our ensemble. And so without further ado, let me introduce our first writer, Cindy Dettelbach, who wrote No Good Deed. What she will do is she will give you a brief kind of explanation as to what inspired her to write this piece. And then she'll introduce her cast to you. So Cindy, take it away.
Okay. This is a play about loyalty and disloyalty. Disloyalty in the sense of biting the hand that feeds you. Loyalty, not because it's self-serving or because of fear of reprisal, but because loyalty is the right thing to do, person to person, mensch to mensch. And it's a subject about which is in the news and on our minds. And this is just a very small microcosm of this kind of thinking. I'd like to introduce my wonderful cast: Paul Slimak, who plays the role of Tom Brownlee, Agnes Herman, who plays the role of Phyllis Brownlee, and Rannigan Walsh, who does stage directions. Take it away.
And go ahead and unmute yourself, Agnes and Paul. There you go. And go ahead and unmute yourself as well, Rannigan. You are still
I
muted.
start over.
Uh-huh.
No Good Deed. Cast: Tom Brownlee, an attorney, age 65. Phyllis Brownlee, his wife, age 63. Setting: the family room of the Brownlees' home. Time: the present. Tom Brownlee enters the room with slumped shoulders. He sloughs off his sport jacket, throws it on a chair, loosens his tie, turns on the TV, switches channels, then impatiently turns it off. Still distracted, he turns next to the day's mail.
That you, hon? Tom, is that you? I'll be there in a minute. I just have to stir something on the stove.
Phyllis enters as Tom looks unseen at the mail. Phyllis automatically folding his jacket, smoothing his tie.
Too absorbed with the deodorant and Viagra ads to give your favorite wife a kiss?
Just absorbed.
Something wrong? You seem to be in a funk.
I think I'll fix myself a scotch.
Something is wrong. You never have a drink before dinner, unless we're having company. Don't tell me Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs are lined up in the backyard just waiting to be invited in.
Just grumpy me.
So what's with the hard liquor on a weekday night? Or the grumpy?
Tom fixing his drink.
Maybe it's time to start a new tradition. Scotch before dinner, scotch with dinner, even scotch after dinner.
Maybe it's time to tell me what brought on this so-called tradition. Must have been something at the office today.
What's for dinner? I'm starving.
I asked you first. You tell me what's behind the alcohol rush and I'll tell you what we're having.
I'm happy to eat anything.
Not an acceptable answer.
It's Stephanie.
What about her?
She left.
Left for where? A vacation and another day-long session at the spa? I never knew anyone who could spend as much time and money on herself as that woman. You'd never guess she also had a demanding lawyer job.
Not anymore.
You gave Stephanie her walking papers?
The other way around, you might say.
What are you talking about?
I came into the office today and Stephanie was gone
Gone where?
to another law firm, a bigger one.
Why, just like that? Not a word, not a hint? Come on. You must have had some kind of inkling. You don't work with someone for 15 years without suspecting something's wrong.
17.
Still better, 17. You don't work with someone for 17 years and not.
She asked me to lunch yesterday. She said she was sort of thinking about moving on, going to a firm offering more opportunities than our two-person partnership. I never thought the move would be like overnight practically.
What opportunities?
For her? Oh, more litigation, more corporate clients, and probably good upfront money for making the switch.
Did she ask you to join her? To go to this new firm as a team? Why not? How many years did you carry her? She was barely a year out of law school when you took her on, as a full partner, no less. Splitting income 50-50, even though you were the rainmaker and knew the ropes far better than she ever did or ever will.
I took her on because she was young, with legs to run to the courthouse when needed, to work on LexisNexis and all the other computer crap I hate dealing with. Plus, Stephanie is smart.
And self-important.
I figured she'd be an asset, particularly with women clients.
I never liked Stephanie. I told you from the get-go. In fact, I begged you not to partner with her. You do remember that, don't you?
You did, and I do.
Never want to hear it. But Stephanie has a terrible reputation. Certainly at the club, always complaining about this or that, demanding things no one else asks for. Why, just the other day, Sally was saying
Enough gossip. It doesn't help my Olympic-sized headache.
Now, what does Janet say? I bet your secretary was as flabbergasted as you that Stephanie flew the coop.
Tom doesn't answer. He gets up and pours himself another scotch.
She's probably hopping mad too.
Janet went with her.
Got to be kidding.
Good legal secretaries are hard to come by these days, and Jan's one of the best. Stephanie's new firm was probably delighted to have her as part of the package.
Jesus, you hired Janet long before your so-called partner ever set foot in your office. You delivered a first-rate secretary as well as an undeserved salary to that bitch, that barracuda, ball buster. That
Spare me the rest of the alphabet, please. Besides, she was just looking out for her best interest.
Which she are we talking about?
Well, both, I guess. Stephanie probably promised Janet more money. And as a single mom with 2 kids to support, Janet had to consider that.
So what's Stephanie's excuse? You know, she has a husband and all of 1 kid, a spoiled one at that.
Stephanie has lots of expenses. A big old house that's a total money pit, private school for their daughter, pricey clothes, other stuff.
All of which you enabled her to indulge in long before she ever earned it.
I heard a rumor that she and her husband may be having financial trouble.
That's Saks Fifth Avenue's problems, not ours.
Maybe that was the impetus to leave. I'm sure she's getting a hefty signing bonus or maybe even a sweet partnership deal.
More than why she left is how she left. Like a thief in the middle of the night. plus taking with her your jewel of a secretary.
If she'd only come and talk to me about her money issues, I'm sure we could have worked something out. A loan in advance.
You're a good, generous man, Thomas Brownlee, and I love you for it,
Can you please put that in writing?
which is why it hurts me to see you treated so unfairly by someone like her.
Stephanie's ambitious, a trait you've always admired. Browbeat our poor son about it more times than I can remember.
Yeah, and where is that boy today? In the same low-paying, deadbeat job he latched onto 10 years ago. If you'd backed me up in my efforts to push him more, he'd have made something more of himself.
My grandmother often said that about me. No ambition, just let the chips fall where they may kind of guy.
Oh, you put yourself through law school, started your own practice.
Our daughter has ambition enough for her and her brother, and what did that get the girl? An 80-hour work week and a husband no one likes, including her.
What about loyalty? Gratitude for what you've done for Stephanie all those years. Did that go out with the horse and buggy?
Maybe with the Edsel, or was it the Goodyear blimp?
Why are you making light of what Stephanie did to you? You'd think betrayal was an everyday occurrence around here.
I don't know if I'd use such a harsh word.
Look, in Dante's Inferno, the 9th, or is it the 10th circle of hell, is reserved for those who betray others. It's a category even lower than the one reserved for murderers, rapists, and child molesters.
Now that's why I married you. You lend such literary class to our little discussions,
Yeah, but you're avoiding the whole problem.
and you're worrying it to death.
What are you gonna do now?
Eat dinner, I hope. I didn't have lunch today.
I mean, with the practice, you'll have to hire another secretary. And more importantly, find another partner. You can't take on all that yourself or overhead yourself by yourself. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I'm sure Stephanie will try to take her clients with her.
Clients you gave her.
Well, not entirely. She's gotten a goodly number on her own, especially in recent years.
Sure. She waited until she finally had a large enough client base and then gave you the shaft. I could just wring her over-pampered neck.
Well, as long as you don't wring mine.
You'll have to call, get out letters, emails to all the firm's clients. Tell them what happened. I mean, stop that bitch before she does any more damage.
Stephanie has already contacted everyone.
She just left. Her last day was yesterday.
She obviously knew long before. She sent out letters, holiday greetings, time to arrive in clients' mailboxes today, along with thick information packets promoting the large, prestigious firm that just bought her.
Sent this to the people you handle as well.
Mhm.
Jesus, that's gotta be friggin' illegal. Aren't there things like non-compete clauses? I mean, I bet you could sue the pants off of her.
A dirty business and an expensive one as well.
You're too damn soft.
Well, I've been accused of that before too.
So you think she can really take your clients away? I mean, the ones you've always handled personally? I mean, this isn't a time we can afford to lose income or needed sleep either. Not with one child's impending divorce and the other's always on the brink of financial disaster.
Stephanie does have the age advantage by a good 25 years, and you know as well as I, people want young.
So that's her pitch.
It can be very effective.
Has it yet?
One so far, the Levants.
Um,
Frank said he appreciated what I'd done for him all these years, but looking ahead, he wants someone younger than me, looking after his long-term interests.
What a shame. You don't deserve that.
There's also the flip side.
Like
Stephanie called Rob today.
Rob Price, your best friend since like forever.
She asked him why he wants to stay with an old guy like me when she has fresh ideas, more up-to-date skills.
What did Rob say?
He told her since he was the same age as me that she insulted him too.
Good for him.
Then he told her never to contact him again.
I always love that guy. Not all your clients are also your best friends. How do you plan to keep the others?
I hope they consider my expertise, my track record, not just the vanishing gray hairs on my head or the aching arthritis in my joints.
Oh, to say nothing of what you've done for your clients and Stephanie's. I mean, stuff you've never even counted as billable hours.
Oh, that's my fun.
You won't have time for such fun if you don't find another partner to help you.
A couple of the young single practitioners in the building have already contacted me. I guess nasty news travels fast.
Well, that's an encouraging start. Really encouraging, in fact. Oh, which reminds me, I better finish what I started in the kitchen.
As Phyllis exits, the phone rings. Tom picks up.
Hi. Oh, Stu. Oh, nice of you to call. Oh, so you got her letter and the information packet. Straight to the shredder, you say? I love to retain your personal business as well as the foundation's, but of course you're free to. You're staying? The foundation's too? Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, maybe grab some lunch next week. Great. I'll call you. Phil, you'll want to hear this.
The phone rings again.
Hello? Yes. Oh, I know who you are. Stephanie's cousin. Well, she's no longer with me. Yes, the time I helped you get your finances in order after your husband died. Yeah, of course I remember. Well, you were practically family, so of course I didn't charge you. Really? I mean, she is your actual family, and oh, well, that's the word my wife used to describe her too. Well, if that's what you want, of course, I'd be happy to. Perhaps we can talk next week, say Monday at 10 a.m., my office. See you then.
Phyllis, untying her apron, enters from the kitchen.
Who's on the phone, honey?
Just our future, sweetheart. Just our future. Now we can have dinner.
And
Thank you so much, Paul and Agnes. I think we're at about almost 100 participants via Zoom. So I just want to take a quick moment to say, hey, that's like almost, if we were in the theater, we would be almost a full house. So that makes me feel really wonderful. So thank you to everybody who's zoomed in today. And then we do have like another 20 people that are on our Facebook Live. So this is great. This is making me feel like connected to my theater community, because God only knows I miss it horribly. So, oh my goodness, thank you all for joining. Thank you, Paul and Agnes, whatever the version of a digital bow is. So how you can bow via Zoom. And Cindy, of course, the person who's behind all of the words. If you want to take just a minute to talk a little bit about why you wrote this piece, and then we'll move on to Ed Walsh's play.
I wrote it simply because loyalty and disloyalty is a subject that is on my mind and on the minds of Americans today. So.
Great reason. So just a little backstory, a couple of things that we've done with Ensemble Theater's major productions. So if we're doing a particular like main stage show that has themes in that particular production, what we'll do is we'll kind of prompt the stage rights writers and the actors, you know, that work with them to write pieces that are kind of focused on the themes that are in those plays. So again, like the idea that you're writing about a theme has been something that we've been practicing for quite some time. So So it's good to hear that those are those lessons are landing and that people are taking those to heart. So thank you, Cindy. If you want to hang around, we'll have you again say something if you want to once we're done with the next two short plays that we have to read here. And then we'll have a little bit of a Q&A at the end with all the playwrights and the actors once we're done. So next up, we have Ed Walsh, and he will be introducing his cast. If you want to take just a few minutes, Ed, and explain, and I think I just muted you on accident, Rannigan. I'm so sorry. I meant to spotlight your video. Hey, you know, this is a brave new world for me too. I'm doing the best I can. I'm like the stage manager here. Ed, if you just want to talk a little bit about your play, Good Enough, and let us know why you wrote it. And then also if you want to introduce your wonderful cast, and then we'll get moving on yours.
Fine. What happened here was basically a pretty simple thing. I was thinking about attempting to write a play with two Black characters. And as I started thinking about it, for some reason, a film from years back came into my mind, The Pawnbroker with Rod Steiger, which was a very fine film. And I started to think maybe I could take some of that and use it. So I began to think about the what ifs. What if I had a Black elderly pawnbroker? What if he were working in the inner city? What if he were handicapped in some way? And what if something happened and someone came through the door that in many ways impacted his life? So that ended up with my writing the play called Good Enough. And that's GOODNUFF, one word.
And just a really quick, Ed, I forgot to mention, if Peter and Kyle, who are your actors, could unmute themselves and turn on their videos.
Oh,
And then go ahead, keep going.
yes, well, but the next thing I wanted to do was introduce my two cast members who are fine actors. And that is Peter Lawson Jones, who's reading the part of Mr. Goodenough, and Kyle Cathans, who's reading the part of Cornelius Carter, who's a young African-American musician. And I can turn it over to the person who's reading the stage direction, who's Rannigan Walsh.
No, I'm trying to get the audio on that thing.
And then it's actually Carthens is Kyle's last name, just FYI.
Carthens.
I'm telling you the Carthens, Kyle Carthens.
Yeah.
And whenever you're ready, Rannigan, go right ahead.
Good Enough. Setting: a behind the scenes pawn shop in an inner city neighborhood. Time: the present. Act 1. At Rise, Mr. Goodenough sits behind the counter of Goodenough's pawn shop, pecking at a calculator. He is in a wheelchair. A blanket is thrown over his legs, covering them. Cornelius Carter, wearing a light jacket, enters to the sound of a bell or chime.
Afternoon. I come for my trumpet.
Got your ticket?
Cornelius hands ticket to Goodenough, who reads it aloud.
Cornelius Carter, reclaiming a King Silver Flare trumpet with a case.
What I really need is the trumpet inside that case. You haven't sold it yet, have you?
It's near the closing time, Cornelius. Were you any later, the door would be locked and a for sale sign in big red letters by that trumpet of yours.
I mean, you can call me CC. Most everybody calls me CC.
I ain't everybody, Cornelius.
You go to Val's Night Spot to hear some jazz, you be hearing them calling for CC. That's me. You know Val's Night Spot? Just up top Cedar Hill.
I know it, but seeing as I ride this contraption, a trip up the hill ain't on my agenda.
Well, I could blow a few licks on my trumpet right here. Growl something for you.
Save that for the people what call you Cece. Here's what y'all owe.
Wait, $265? Damn, I ain't got but $225 in my pocket. How is that I owe so much?
Y'all forget about our discussing interest, fees, and storage charges. It all adds up to $265. Told you to look over the agreement before signing it. Young folks like you don't read nothing no more.
How about I give you an IOU for the difference?
You know why I call this place Good Enough? Not because of my name. It's because when people pay a ticket, I count up the money and say either of two things, good enough or not good enough. In your case, $225 is not good enough.
I worked tarring roofs to save up this money.
Well, work a little more, y'all will have a total amount what's needed.
Can't do that.
And why not?
Got to get to New Orleans with my trumpet by day after tomorrow.
Ah, y'all leaving here to be playing with Wynton Marsalis, I suppose.
No, not with Wynton Marsalis, with Irvin Mayfield.
You telling me you heading south to play with Irvin Mayfield?
Well, not to play with him, to have him hear me play.
You want me believing you got an audition with one of the best horn men in all of the USA?
Well, not just me. Pee Wee Jackson, trumpet playing friend of mine, he knows where they're having this open audition for the New Orleans Jazz Orchestra. We have to leave early tomorrow just to get there in time.
And you think Irvin Mayfield's eyes gonna light up when you play?
I've been praying and preparing for such a day.
Best you be preparing to be disappointed.
And Pee Wee says there's even talk, even Wynton Marsalis could come around.
Now you claim you got no more money than $225.
Mhm.
How y'all going to pay for traveling to New Orleans, even if I took your IOU?
I'm going with Pee Wee in his car. Mine's flat broke down.
Y'all must have money for staying somewhere. Pay me what's owed out of that.
We plan on sleeping in Pee Wee's car.
Traveling with empty pockets all the way to New Orleans, thinking y'all gonna make some big impression with your trumpet. Y'all are dreaming, is what y'all are doing.
I'm not either. Been playing Val's night spot since I was 17. Even sat in with the likes of Mr. Benny Green and Cyrus Chestnut. Man, players like that don't invite you in if you don't have the stuff. Been watching, learning. Now I'm ready.
You may be ready, but I'm not. Come on back here when y'all got the $265 what's owed.
Just let me borrow my trumpet for tonight. I can pass the hat at Val's for what I owe you.
And supposing that hat comes back empty.
Cats at Val's night spot, they appreciate CC's playing. You'll see.
No, I won't. And that's because I ain't fool enough to lend no trumpet to. Get your hands on it like we be the last I'll ever see of Cornelius Carter.
Look, I'm telling you, Bible, if I don't collect what I owe and bring it here first thing tomorrow morning, I'll bring the trumpet back to you.
I deals in cash and merchandise, not promises.
I need my trumpet. Please, I'm begging.
Y'all need it so bad. Why'd you give it up in the first place?
My mama, she was needing surgery. That's why my trumpet come here.
Oh, so now y'all plan to leave her by her lonesome while you go off to be some big shot trumpet player in New Orleans.
Only reason I'm leaving her is because there's more bills to pay and maybe more surgeries. Give myself a spot with Irvin Mayfield's New Orleans Jazz Orchestra, and I've got steady money to take care of things.
Hey, y'all need a trumpet. Y'all can borrow your friend Pee Wee's.
That's like me borrowing Pee Wee's size 7 shoes instead of wearing my size 10s. His don't fit me right. and never will.
Hey, look, it's almost time for me to be closing up. You best be clearing out of here.
I ain't leaving without my horn. You understand?
Get yourself going, or I be calling the police.
Well, I got something might get you to change your mind.
Hey, hold it right there, Cornelius. Don't even twitch. Y'all just like them others tried to rob me, thinking I'm alone in my shop.
I don't see nobody else. Don't hear nobody else.
Got my two best friends with me. To my right, under this here corner counter, is Mr. Coke 45. And to my left is Mr. Louisville Slugger.
You think I'm going to rob you of my own trumpet?
Now, real slow. Just what is it you reaching for?
4 coupons worth $10 each for the cover charge at Val's Night Spot, plus 1 free drink. That's $40 worth. You could use them. And with my $225, that would amount to $265.
Wheeling up Cedar Hill to Val's Night Spot would take me half the night. Be calling for oxygen when I finally got there.
You got no car?
Got no place to go, so don't need one.
Get one of your friends to take you on up the hill. Use the coupons to have yourselves a night.
Ain't got no friends, except for Mr. Colt 45, Mr. Louisville Slugger.
you making a joke?
Ain't no joke.
What about your wife? Your real friends?
Wife passed because of the accident. Real friends, as you call them. Guess got tired of pushing and pulling a cripple along.
Well, what accident? If you don't mind me asking.
Got ourselves run down by one of those big ass SUVs, going so fast to get somewhere we never seen it coming. Never did find the driver. Wished I had died right there and then with her. Then with her, instead of living on like this.
Hey, I'm sorry. Real sorry.
Fact is, last night my wife and I had together was where y'all are making music these days.
At Val's Night Spot?
Yeah. And Irvin Mayfield was playing the trumpet.
You ever been back since?
Even if I wanted to go, that hill is like climbing a mountain for me.
I can take you to Val's. Take you right now. Get you up that hill by the time the doors open.
Getting me out of this chair and into a car ain't no easy thing.
I don't have a car. Remember?
Well, how you supposed to get me up top Cedar Hill with no damn car?
I can push you up. Got muscles I haven't even used yet. I'm tarring these roofs.
Anyway, I can't leave things here untended.
You got a lock on your door, don't you?
Hey, somebody might come by wanting to pawn something up.
But you said it's almost closing time.
True enough, but I got nothing to wear for going out at night.
At Val's Night Spot, you'll need to be wearing something from a Versace collection. All you need is the clothes you got on and a good set of ears. Your hearing don't seem troubled. Well,
Truth is, I don't know how I would be feeling going back to Val's night spot.
Only way to find out is to do it.
What with the traffic and people up and down Cedar Hill, ain't no easy thing to navigate me around and through.
Done it for my mama more than a few times.
You mean she's?
Yeah. She depends on the same kind of contraption as you to get here and there. We're going back there be too much for you?
I don't rightly know, but Val's was one of my wife's favorite places. She always said every night there ended too soon when the last note was played.
Still so.
How you offer to do this pushing and shoving to get me up Cedar Hill? What's your game?
I got no game. Maybe I can't get to New Orleans, but I sure can get you to Val's night spot.
Yeah, but why?
Same reason I pushed my mama there one night not so long ago. To hear some live jazz.
Well, I think I'm ready to hear some myself.
Why don't we get ourselves going then? Don't mind if I get behind this counter? Start pushing you along, do you?
Don't mind at all.
Cornelius walks around counter to wheelchair and is about to push Goodenough.
Sep, hold on just 1 minute.
You having second thoughts?
We can't be forgetting your trumpet.
You want me to bring it?
Of course I do, CC. Y'all are good enough. Way good enough.
Blackout.
Yay. I know, I feel like there should be like a sound cue you can play in Zoom where it's like roaring applause. Peter Lawson Jones and Kyle Carthens. I mean, your digital bow, whatever version of that you guys want to do. Thank you guys so much for that wonderful reading. I'm spotlighting you here, Kyle. Both of you have been in shows at Ensemble in the past. I've missed you both. I can't wait till we all get to be on the stage again.
Thanks.
Oh,
it'll be so
absolutely.
sad, right?
Can't come
For sure.
quickly enough.
I hope so.
It's gonna be-
And Ed, I don't know if you just, I mean, if there was anything else you wanted to say before we move on to the last one,
No,
then we'll have just like a quick Q&A afterward, but anything you wanted to say, Ed, before we move on?
these two guys, I so much appreciated this performance. Really, I feel this play is important to me. So you did it justice. You really did. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the piece,
Yay.
Ed. Thank you for the
Indeed.
piece.
Beautifully written, man.
Aaron Dolan, wonderful, well done. Both pieces, all such wonderful actors. A guy named Mark McConville, I think that's what his Ed. That was truly wonderful. Moving Ed, rock on Ed, Peter, and
Chris
Kyle. Excellent.
Johnson.
Snapping my fingers. Yay from Chris Johnson. I know Chris.
They're all
Yeah,
my
some really-
relatives, I'm sure.
Yay from Agnes. So yeah, some really Cindy got a few here too. That was a beautiful piece, Cindy. From Linda and Danny. Wow, that was great. Bravo. Great play, heartwarming. So yeah, some really good responses to our first two. So thank you guys. I'm excited. Yeah, these are all really well crafted tight little story. You got a lot in there, Ed. You both got some pretty heavy topics in a very short amount of play. So that's always good. So last but definitely not least, we have, and so if Kyle, Ed, and Peter, oh no, Rannigan, you're not reading in this one.
No.
If you guys want to turn off your video and your sound, but stay with us to listen. If everybody who is in Molly's piece can turn on their video and their microphone. We have the lovely Bernice who said, Ed, Kyle, Peter, and Rannigan, more than good enough. Very good job. Thank you all from Kyle. Thank you to everybody. So yeah, really still get to interact in a weird way, but interacting nonetheless. So if Molly and Peter and Kat want to turn on their video, and then we'll start with you, Molly. You can explain. Zoom goes the strings of my heart. So very topical, obviously. If you just want to speak a little bit about why you wrote the play. Oh, and Erin, you're reading as well. Sorry, I'm trying to get all the names in there. I have them all. If you want to introduce the people who are reading for you, actually speak a little bit first about why you wrote it, and then introduce your wonderful readers, and then we'll go on for our last one. The stage is yours, Molly.
Okay, thank you so much, Celeste and Ensemble, for this opportunity. I've learned so much through the stage rights at Ensemble. I arrived in Cleveland about 5 years ago and wanted to write, and subsequently they've given me all kinds of encouragements to bring forth this passion of mine, and I thank them. And I also thank all the people from Michigan and New York who are joining in tonight. Welcome to Cleveland. It's quite a wonderful town. I wrote this because I read an article about what was happening to a couple during the pandemic. And it was in the New York Times, and it really touched me because they were located down south, and my roots are down south. And I wanted to take the opportunity for a 10-minute play to add my own magical, fanciful, imaginative, theatrical, to kind of bring it to life with Zoom and whatnot. And fortunately, because of stage rights, I was able to do that. So I want to thank all the wonderful actors here tonight, Kat, who is reading, and Peter and Erin. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I'll let Erin take it from here.
Zoom went the strings of my heart. The setting is the home of Maureen McIntosh, current day. The place is Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The characters are Maureen, a white woman in her 60s, Eugene, a Black man in his early 40s, and Shirley, a sales rep in her late 20s. At Rise, we see a woman, Maureen, who is in her 60s, sitting in front of a computer screen, and she is using Zoom as she talks to a sales representative about wrinkle-free lip lines.
So you you think this will work on me? I mean, I am over 60 after all.
Absolutely. Remember, if this doesn't meet with your absolute satisfaction, you just send it back to us and we'll provide you with a full refund guarantee.
Rather funny being worried about this and all, you know, with the pandemic and having to wear a mask everywhere, even though who's going to see my wrinkles, right? You know what? The first time I ventured out and I wore a mask, I had put it on and I had my bright red lipstick. Habit, you might say. Anyway, nobody saw my Maureen red lips, but I knew I had my lipstick on and what was really mattered. I got home, I took off my mask, and you do know what happened.
Oh, I can imagine that you had the bright red lipstick on your mask, right?
Yes. Yes.
Did it come out? I guess not.
Oh no. And also my makeup. I mean, what a mess. Oh, I did it, but you know, even though there's a vague shadow where my lips I see appear on the mask, oh well, I don't get out very often, you know. I'm very scared.
By looking at you, I would say you have on lipstick right now, though, don't you? Did you do that for me?
I certainly did. Even though you're coming through on Zoom, it would be as if I had come to the cosmetic counter at Macy's to talk to you. I mean, appearances, they're so important, right? Zoom or no Zoom, mask or no mask, I have to keep up my appearances. Though I'm not sure for what, though.
For you. That is important. Shall we close this purchase so I can get this out in the mail to you?
Sure.
There's a knock at the door.
Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. Somebody's at the door and I hope it's a plumber. Do you mind just a moment?
Well, okay, but only a moment. I have other people that I need to chat with, and I do have to make my quota today. You know?
okay, wait a minute. Okay. Honey, it will only take a moment. Just let me let him in and show him into the kitchen sink. My kitchen, it looks like a lake. It had a flood. I will be right back.
Okay.
Maureen goes to the door and lets in the plumber.
Hello, Maureen. Where is the problem? Who's the patient?
Right here, it's in the kitchen again. Oh, say hi to hey, whoa, what's your name? I am so sorry I didn't ask before.
No worries. Shirley.
Oh, right, Ernest. Say hi to Shirley, and Shirley, say hi to Ernest. He is the best damn plumber this side of the Mississippi.
Hi, Ernest.
Hi, Shirley. You surviving this pandemic and all?
Oh, yes, indeed. I love your mask.
My wife made it for me. Excuse me, but I must attend to the patient.
Oh, go right ahead.
Oh, yeah, right. Hold on. Oh, let me put on my mask on too. I almost forgot. No, I hate it. Sorry, Ernest. Can't do it. Sorry. I was showing my lip wrinkles to Shirley. So how is it going, Ernest, and all?
Hey, I'm doing my job, keeping at a distance, washing my hands like everybody else. Going fine.
Well, that is good to know. But I'm talking about not that. You know, I mean, after all, you and I, we live in the South, and you're black, I'm white. How is it going for you right now?
Oh, dear.
What?
Is it true? Isn't it about cops? I mean, giving you trouble and all of that?
Unfortunately, yes.
And what do they, come on, what do they do to you? I mean, you are a responsible business owner in our community, and what on earth would they have in mind to trouble you with? I mean, that is what I don't understand it.
Maureen, here,
Yeah.
could you come back over here and let us close the sale? Oh, okay. I think you should let Ernest do his job. Leave him alone.
Oh, okay, I'm coming. But wait, Ernest and I were friends from way back, so there are no worries. So Ernest, just how bad is it this time?
Bad. I get pulled over weekly lately. Clearly marked as a business, but I get pulled over. They ask me about the boxes in my car, the parts and pieces of appliances. They ask to see my invoices and ask why there's money and checks clipped to my clipboard. Where did this come from? Where did that come from?
Oh, that is not right.
I need to go, Maureen.
No, you don't. You wait. I'm going to buy more products and some for Ernest's wife. I am so damn sorry. Oh, come
She
on.
runs into the next room and unplugs the computer, all the while keeping the screen on, and brings the computer back into the kitchen and sets it on the counter. So now the three of them can talk together.
What are you doing? Well, wait. Well, where are you taking me? Maureen.
Hold on a minute. No. This is important, and I do believe you need to hear all about this too. Matter of fact, where are you coming from to me right now, Shirley?
Oh, for goodness sake. I feel so uncomfortable. Please put me down. I need to go.
Hey, don't worry, Shirley. Shirley, right? I know Maureen, and she doesn't mean any harm at all. Now do you, Maureen?
No, absolutely not. No. I think it's important for folks to talk to one another. We need to stop hiding behind their, business as usual and just being pale lily white and appropriate. We have to get this all out into the air, especially now. Besides, I am so damn lonely. I haven't had anybody to talk to.
Well, if we are going to speak of matters of the heart, then I should probably tell you my real name. Adila. I anglicized my name to Shirley for business purposes.
Oh.
You okay talking to us this way? Anybody listening? Don't want to put you at risk.
I am fine. However, I do need to keep talking about the products and try to make a sale. Okay, Maureen?
Oh, oh my goodness. Oh, yes, all this computer mumbo jumbo and Zoom and Zing. Okay, you know what? I know what. We can keep talking, but sort of in code. So the enemy doesn't get what we're talking about and planning. So what kind of a name is Adelia? Adila?
Lebanese. My family is from Beirut. Talking code. You must love old movies.
I love them. Okay, I will start. And when we use the word red, that means the topic is hot. Now, how does that sound? Oh, and are you Christian? Not that it matters. I just don't know.
I really don't feel at all comfortable with this, Maureen.
I am Muslim. Are you okay with that?
Oh, of course I am. Do they know?
Hey, you could be putting her at risk, and I have a job to do and others to go to. Let us all here now just go about our business.
Well, no, we need to talk this out. We need to take the temperature. We need to share ideas and our passions.
I have to agree. She does have a point. I miss the conversations as to how we can improve.
Yeah.
Maureen, speaking of topics at hand, I have a very special sale on a red hot lipstick that would shimmer and shine on you. I think that you would love it.
Sold. Hit me with it. Tell me more, can you?
I'll be under the sink.
We sell products that are a mixture of all kinds and colors and represent all shades. All of our products are animal friendly and, most important, made in the US. As a matter of fact, I am a US citizen. My parents came over from Beirut and I was born here. My dad was a doctor. I went to school, college, and got a degree in history. I love history, or I used to. It seems it is written by the winners. I taught history in high school until I couldn't swallow the lies that I had to teach anymore. And so I quit and became a sales rep for online companies, going from one to another.
Oh, your dear child.
Excuse me, Shirley, I mean, Adila, about the products. I think you should get back to the products you're selling and the code, don't you? You're on the internet and God knows who could be listening.
I live in the ether, and anytime I don't like what I am hearing, I can push a button and send the person to a chat room and disconnect. I always feel as though I am sending them to a timeout. It feels good to have the power without the confrontation, but I have to say, I do miss people and talking and sharing. Life is a trade-off.
Don't you have supervisors who are watching over you?
Yes, but they need me because sales reps are in high demand. Ernest, don't get me wrong, I do care about selling, but lately I realized that I am actually lonely for the human contact as well. And I love that Maureen even wants to talk and know about us. I am not just an avatar on her screen. So, how about that red hot lipstick?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my God, I've been so damn lonely. Come on, what else have you gotten red? Tell me all about it. I'm glad my pipes broke so my friend Ernest could come here. I have missed you, Ernest. Hey, do you want something to drink? I mean, I wish I could offer something to you and a deal. I mean, look at us having our own very own consciousness raising forum right here in my kitchen. You know, I was a child from the 60s and, you know, this is always what we did.
Yeah, but it wasn't enough. We didn't finish the job. Got to finish it this time.
I know. So let us try and finish it now. Okay, what do you say? The three of us.
I'm not sure that we can, but we can at least try.
So what do you want to talk about now?
I have a lovely pink lip gloss with a hint of blue.
Ooh, pink. So what makes it special? Tell me.
How can we make change,
Hmm.
make a difference, and keep going our personal hopes and desires?
Well, I love pink and what that does for a person. We are taking the steps toward change right now with our sharing, and it has to count for something. They say our lips start to disappear with our age. So can you see my lips? Here, I will come to the screen. I mean, do they look small? I have such luscious, big, pretty sexy lips. What do you think? Will the lip gloss help them look bigger and bluer? Will I be taken seriously? And will people even listen or care about what it is I have to say? Or will I be dismissed? I promise you, I am certainly going to vote. Are you, Adelia?
I think you are beautiful. And yes, I am voting for the blue. From what I can tell, your lips look to be somewhat slim, I would say. However, with the wrinkle cream to soften the lines, perhaps a pencil, and then the lipstick with the gloss, well, you will be a star, Maureen. You could never disappear.
What do you think, Ernest?
I am so confused. 1 minute you were talking red, then issues, then pink gloss, and then vote blue.
Oh, Ernest, I'm sorry. All right. We're speaking in code. So when they pull you over, let me ask you this: is this in the broad daylight, or do they do this at night?
You just won't let up, will you? What is it with you today?
I'm so damn upset with all the shit that's going on. I'm sorry, excuse me. I don't usually use such language, Adelia. No, I don't. But come on, talk to me. You do when you're in church, Ernest. So what's the difference now? You're in my home and we are safe, right? You and I mean, you and I, aren't we?
Of course we are. But I am Black and you're an older white lady and I'm here to do a job and that job doesn't take all day. So if they see my truck in your driveway for too long a time, well, some folks could be suspicious and talk. You know that, Maureen. Some things just have not changed. Now you have to behave.
I don't want to. I don't want to. And why should I be careful? I mean, young folks they're speaking out and they're speaking up. So why the hell should I be any different? I'm mad. I am so damn mad. Right, Adelia?
Absolutely. Please, Ernest.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
Oh, you too. Okay. I get pulled over in broad daylight, especially when I'm in a gated community like this, going to a house to do some work. God, I've been in business over 30 years, and you would think they would know better. I mean, come on, we're a small community. They're always friendly, but I have to say some cops seem to enjoy it a bit too much. And they hope to God they will find something wrong so they can haul me in for no reason at all.
I bet you're scared, even in this day and age, right?
Sure. One night I was terrified. They hauled me out, cuffed me, pushed me to the ground. It was 3 against me. It was during the Black Bike Week we have every year down here in Myrtle Beach.
Black Bike Week. Wow, is that code for something? I've never heard of it.
No code at all. It's where thousands of people come, also called the Atlantic Beach Bike Fest and Bikebackers Week. Oh yeah, it's the annual motorcycle rally in the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area. It's held on Memorial Weekend, and it has evolved to attract many numerous non-motorcycling visitors who come for the music, the socializing, and, enjoying the beach.
Yeah, events include motorcycle racing, concerts, parties, street festivals, called a one-of-a-kind event and an exhibitionist paradise. Black Bike Week is all about riding, styling, and profiling, in the words of our mayor. But it ends up hurting Black people in our city. And I disagree with NAACP coming in to sue businesses to close on Black Bike Week. I hate working that week, so I closed, and I paid for it in the long run. Everybody, no matter their color, they just trash our town.
So why do they pull you over? For a traffic ticket?
Nope. Suspicion of being a suspect in one crime or another.
Do they ask you if you are selling drugs?
You've been through this, I take it.
In a manner of speaking. When I graduated from Princeton and I was driving in New Jersey at night, I got pulled over. Once the cop put a flashlight to my face, I could see how he grew tense. It was not too long after 9/11, so I was hauled in for questioning. It was a nightmare for me and my family. I mean, what was supposed to be a celebration of my graduation was in fact a long inquiry about my citizenship, my studies at Princeton, and what was I planning to do with my life now, and so on and so forth. So many of my classmates spoke up for me, and I do believe that that helped me to remain free from any incarceration, even though they didn't exactly have anything to pin on me.
Adila, so sorry you went through that. God forbid if after the interrogation you even asked for their badge number, right?
Oh, I bet you both wish you had some donuts in the car. You both could have thrown at them.
They would throw us both into jail for that kind of behavior, Maureen. You do it, they will just take you to the hospital as a crazy elderly lady acting up.
Oh, in my red hot lipstick. But that's my point. I'm constantly dismissed for being older and a white lady. I would hit them right square in the eye and hope to have the fudge stick in the eyeball and the sprinkles hurt their lids. Since long before this country when it has even begun, it has been in flames.
Oh, I don't know. From what I learned, folks arrived on the big ships and decimated the land's original peoples with their viruses and their guns.
And you know what? They used Christian faith as a justification for killing both heretic and heathen. I believe this country was founded in flames. I mean, every month, every week, every day for the, oh my God, the last 400 years, we, even myself, we've been setting new fires.
Oh, I just got a message from my boss. Hold on, and let me take care of this. Yes, our red hot flash sale is flying off the chart.
Should we pause? I don't want any harm coming to you.
No, why are we whispering?
Well,
Are they listening to you? Watch out, you are really stepping into some hot topics, and I can only imagine what they might be thinking. Do they know your real name and religion?
Yes, they know my real name and encouraged me to change it, so I did. Religion, no, they don't. I have to get back to the business at hand. You see, we have just so much time to close a sale, and this is going on way too long.
Yeah. As I said, same for me. Maureen, we both have to finish up.
Okay, all right. Well, what can we do? Shall I give you my credit card to make the purchase? And Ernest, you go out to your truck and you get more tools so those that are watching will know that this is a huge job and it's taking up so much more time. Now, come on. How do we beat them at their game? What's our cover?
Oh my God, Maureen. Look, how about I buy some lip gloss for my wife? Will this
Okay.
help? Things I get myself into with you, Maureen.
I don't want you to feel pressured to buy from me. You do know that was not at all the intention. I too am lonely for human contact. Maureen, you just brought out a lot of the feelings for me to the surface. Working as I do, I live in the ether here on the internet, and I just can't take it anymore, I guess. I'm sorry. Okay, please fill out the form with your credit card information and I will process that. If you want to return and get a refund, no worries at all, truly.
Now, will my credit card information be safe?
I believe it will, but one never truly knows, so I don't want to provide a false hope.
Sorry, but I think I will pass. I don't have time to get into any sinkhole with a computer robbing me of my identity.
Oh, wait, I'll get it for you, Ernest. Okay, that's the least I could do. I will do 2 orders so that it looks good on your sales report, Adia. Oh, that is such a pretty name.
It means equal in Arabic.
Of course it does.
Thank you, Maureen. I'll give you some cash.
Ah,
My wife is going to love to receive this in the mail. So unexpected. We need to have surprises right now in our lives. Good ones, though. I'm a religious man, and yet I see Christians set afire every time we allow our leaders to weaponize our fears against us, against one another.
we set fire every time our faith in good police officers prevents us from seeing the bad ones. I mean, we just keep looking the other way and we think it'll just go away.
But it doesn't, does it?
I make a good living and I refuse to work at night. No, I will not put my life on the line at night. Just not safe.
In this day and age, and still, Ernest, not safe? My God, I mean, come on. Oh my God, did you see the man's face on the news?
Who are you talking about?
Derek Chauvin's face.
Yeah, him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, indeed, I saw his face as he was kneeling on George Floyd's neck.
We all saw it. He had such an air of indifference in his posture, the way he was putting his hand in his pocket as though he was just walking along the street on a sunny summer day. Nothing in his whole body suggested any concern at all. Not a damn thing.
He was not the least bit troubled by taking another human life. You know what? You know what? We all created Derek Chauvin.
What in the world do you mean by that?
I know what you mean. It'd be almost unbelievable to match an adjective like casual with a noun like brutality. But all of us have seen the videos. I believe that's why we are waking up from this nightmare and collectively saying no more.
We should know better by now. I mean, why the caged bird sings.
Well, I feel right now that too many of us ignore the novelists who tell us there is a fire in my heart.
We ignore the poets who teach us the cruel cost of a dream deferred. In our carefully preserved ignorance, the fire you kindle for your enemy often burns yourself more than them.
And we set them on fire.
We turned instead to our billy stick.
And we turned instead to our pepper spray and to our rubber bullets.
And to our tear gas and to our riot gear.
George Floyd and so many others, damn it to hell, we turned instead to our knee.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. I rather suspect that someday it would never be today.
I'm afraid that someday is still decades and decades away.
So what do we do today?
We go back to our business, Maureen, to life. I fix your pipes.
I sell you the cream for your wrinkles and your red hot lipstick. And then I click you away and silently move over to the next customer and we chat. I am so tired of chatting.
And what do I do? I just can't sit in this damn house all alone. Oh, Ernest, thank you for coming over and fixing the leak, but what do I do in the meantime? I mean, you and your family, I can't even see you all at church.
Maureen, you just did it. You listen. This is going to pass and the virus will end someday soon. And we have to believe this is going to get better because it truly has to.
You care and you shared and you told your truth without any whitewash. So much more than anyone I have spoken with in a long time. You made me realize things I had buried deep down into my soul. My mom and dad would love you.
Oh, well, hey, maybe we can all meet, huh? What do you say? Yes, when this is all over, we can all agree to get together somewhere and meet.
It would be rather difficult, Maureen. This whole exchange reminds me of when folks meet in an airport and they become best of friends while they wait to board the plane. And with the time that they have on their hands, they share ideas and secrets from their souls, knowing that all is safe. Why? Because with what they've shared, they will not have to worry. They will never see one another again. Isn't that right, Ernest?
Yes, Adela. Very similar. I too like what Maureen has suggested. Why stop? Why not see one another again? I'll certainly see Maureen more frequently in our community church than you will. We're the lucky ones. Do you have a community to move in and about in and to talk and have conversations, Adela?
Not so much. Not anymore. My parents worry. I do too.
I do as well. I wish I could hug you both. You know I'm a hugger. Oh boy. Oh, the lipstick, it's on my screen. Will it come off? Ernest? Oh my God, it did.
Relax, Maureen. I'll take care of it, but don't you dare kiss me. Tell you what, Maureen, how about when we get back to church, you wear your red hot lipstick and my wife will wear her pink. And that will be our code that we shared.
And don't forget your pink gloss, Maureen. You take a photo of yourself with it on and then send it to me on my Facebook page. I'll send you the link. Then we can keep in touch and see how one another is doing.
Oh God, wonderful. I have the best idea. Why don't you and your family come down to Myrtle Beach for Bike Week and you can meet me and Ernest's wife and we can all of us walk on the beach and we can leave our footprints in the sand. I mean, we can have a real, kumbaya. You remember that moment? We can make a difference. We can make a promise and we can keep it and something to look forward to. Come on. What do you both say? Oh, please. Oh my God, I need something to look forward to and I need friends.
Okay, Maureen. How about we shall see?
Okay.
I'm not 3 years old, okay? All right, but I'll accept that. I will also be all over your Facebook, Adelia, sharing stories and keeping touch. Is that okay?
I look forward to it.
Do you cook?
Yes, in a manner of speaking.
Hey, you know what? We can share recipes. And I will cook a Lebanese dinner for Ernest and his wife. What do you say?
Sounds good to me. Hey, we can eat outside under the sky.
Yes, and we can take photos. And Ernest, you can help me upload those photos, okay, and send them to Adia.
Oh, well, then you send me a southern recipe. You as well, Ernest. Okay, and I will cook it for my mom and dad and send you photos as well. Oh, I really have to sign off, Marina. Thank you so very much. Kalbi Muntaliam.
Oh, well, what did you just say? What does that mean?
It means her heart is so full.
Oh,
Yes. Thank you.
and from me to both of you, Zoom with the strings of my heart.
Blackout.
There we go. That last one was definitely a little bit longer than 10 minutes. We won't scold you too much, Molly. But a great job, Peter, Kat. Thank you, Aaron, for reading the stage directions. Some really brave topics you guys are all kind of tackling in these 3 plays. Molly, Kat, Peter, Aaron, strong piece, great characters. Thank you, Celeste and Stage Rates. Glad you were all keeping new work alive in this mad time. Zoom. I love it. From Chris Johnson. You got some applause from Kyle. That was great, Molly. Loved it. From Janet and Fran. Fantastic energy from Kyle. Yeah, great subject, Molly. I mean, all 3 of these plays, you guys picked some really good, stuff that has good, strong connections and meat in it. So thank you for that. Just if you, Ed, and Cindy and or Molly just want to say anything before we, I'm not seeing any questions. I'm really just seeing some praise. We miss and love you, Molly. Well done. The Rapinos family. You've done a great job. All 3 plays have been very interesting. Thanks, Cindy, your roommate, Judy B. All these people who are from all over the place. That's great. Probably bringing up wonderful memories. Fabulous evening of meaningful redemptive drama. Thank you from Mary Chadbourne. So yeah, some wonderful claps. Yay, Kat, yay, Peter, yay, Molly from Skip Chorus. We miss you, Skip.
Skip,
miss you, Skip.
yeah. Yes. Been too
So again, theater without boundaries. But yeah, if you, Cindy, I'll go with you first, and then Ed and Molly, if you guys want to say anything really quickly before we wrap up here. And if anybody has any questions, post those now in the Zoom chat or in the Facebook Live, or forever hold your peace. So go ahead, Cindy, you can go first. Is there anything else
I
you
just
wanted
want
to
to
speak?
say there's nothing more thrilling than watching words come to life in the mouths of practiced and wonderful actors. And it was a real thrill not only to see my play, but to see the other 2 plays that we've seen in parts and pieces, and to watch it come alive has been a very special
You're right.
evening and prize.
No, that was the pawnbroker was Ed's.
Yes,
This
and we have,
Ed's and this woman.
and then Molly, did you want to say anything? Or Ed, did you want to say anything?
Ed, go ahead.
Well, no, basically, I think Cindy said it pretty well. I mean, the words are great, but you got to have people who know how to say them and deliver them. And I guess I'm repeating myself, but I felt very fortunate tonight to have 2 actors who, they know their stuff. They know what they're doing. And he took my words, and I feel they got the most out of them. And it was so good. I'm going to watch that video a lot.
Well, Ed, you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. So you gave Kyle and me something that we can make silk from. And all 3 of these pieces did exactly that for those of us who were privileged enough to perform and to bring those words to life from the page. So I thank you, playwright, for giving us something substantive, something meaty, something meaningful.
Molly, do you want to say anything before? Oh, go ahead, Ed. What were you saying, Ed?
Peter said this so eloquently, I can't top anything he just said.
Thank you, Peter.
No, I don't know, Peter, I still owe you a breakfast for about 2 years. So
oh my goodness.
You definitely owe me one now.
You're going to do it.
Molly, did you want to say anything really quick, and then I'll kind of
No, honey,
wrap
it's
us up?
great. It's been a wonderful evening. Thank you to these wonderful actors, to Peter and to Kat and to Aaron. And thank you, Celeste, for putting this together and inviting us. Thank you.
Thank you very
And
much.
Molly, you got some pretty good acting chops yourself, Molly. Very good. Very good.
Right. Great to see live theater and in parentheses from Steve Miller. Again, thank you so very much to everybody all around. I have to say it's been an honor to create this platform. I miss theater something awful. I mean, I think we all do in a weird way. My mom founded this theater when before I was born. We were in our 40th season. I just told you all how old I am, but that's okay. And the idea that, an ensemble really means a group of people that come together, so it's a group that makes work really, really shine. And so I can't take any more credit than the fact that, we want to create this platform for these beautiful words and these amazing artists. I mean, actors who I've worked with on shows and my 10 years as the executive artistic director, directing many shows, seeing them in other shows and other theaters in Cleveland. So I can't thank you all enough. And thank you to everybody who participated with us tonight. Yay, record breaking. I mean, we had a pretty good turnout on the first Monday, but this second Monday is like topping that one. So hopefully we'll just continue to grow. And tell your friends about it. We'll keep spreading the word. Maybe we may expand to include some voices from outside of Cleveland, because I know I'm getting sent those things. And just, keep the faith, and we will see you all again, not next Monday, but the following Monday with 3 more pieces. I did, and just FYI, I shared this with everybody. There is a website, ensembletheatercle.org, and then it's got a link that says /10-minute readings Zoom. But if you go on our website and you just click on stage rights, there's also a link. Or if you go to our homepage, there's also a link for the 10-minute Zoom series. And you can just click on that link and it shows you what shows coming up, a little bit about our artists, a link to the Facebook live stream if that's the way you want to watch it, a link to donate to Ensemble if you so choose. That would always be wonderful in this time where we are dealing with massive losses of revenue. But just in general, that page will give you anything you need to know and keep you up to date on what shows are coming in the next Monday that we get together. I think that's it. So yeah, if anybody else wanted to say anything before we go, we'll sign off on a nice quick 90 minutes here. And we got 3 10-minute plays and some connection with our fellow people. That was a good second session. So I think it'll only get better from here. Remembering the magnificence of intimate apparel. Yes, I miss doing real shows too. So how can we see the first 2 videos? Oh, thank you. That's definitely something that I'll mention before we sign off here. Every Monday's video will get archived. So if, say, you missed the first 2 and you just saw the last one, or you want to go back and watch Ed's play again. So Ed, if you want to watch your play repeatedly, those will be uploaded to YouTube, and then we'll put that YouTube link on our website. So that same page that I referenced, our 10-minute play website, will have all of those archived videos up there as well. Or you can just check out Ensemble Theater Cleveland's YouTube channel, and they'll be on there as well. So thank you all for joining us this fine, chilly October evening. Happy fall, and we'll see you in about 2 weeks.
Happy fall.
Thanks, everybody. Bye. Thanks. Bye, Kyle. I miss you.
Kyle,
We need to get
great
together.
work.
Thank
Great
you.
work, everyone.
Good job. All you actors, you're fantastic. And then I will hang out until everybody's gone, because I will end our live stream here. Thank you, our audience, for joining us. We'll see you again soon.